Ah, magnificent.
Good morning, Colonel, sir. Fine bright today. I hear down at the village, prices is picking up, and it's a big year for cotton.
Dashing and heroic, a charismatic superstar who leapt off the screen. Men wanted to be like him and women wanted to be with him. But in real life, he was complicated, longing for recognition as both an actor and writer. Devilishly handsome and charming, he was a risk-taker who flouted society's conventions and inevitably landed in trouble. For him, life was a series of adventures. Making movies was one of them.
Well, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique'S the Fifth, adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam. Well, it's been a little bit of a while. I've been very busy. I know that my boy here, Military Review, I know he's been very busy too. In fact, he was indicating that he had some ailments, but he put out his update piece here, kind of a quick update piece, and I thought I'm going to get back in a regular schedule of videos, and I thought, well, I'm going to start with this here video and then go back and do some of the older things he did and some new stuff, so I thought I would review this here video. And as you note here, I'm filming this. I'm very sorry to hear about the Queen Elizabeth II, that she passed away, and I put my Bobby helmet there as a kind of a tribute. That there helmet, I picked that up back in the early 60s, and I was on a little vacation in Brighton, and there was a Bobby walking along, and this gal dared me to grab the Bobby helmet off of him, and well, I did, and I had to run down the beach, and fortunately there was a scene between these here mods and these rockers, and just complete chaos, and I managed to abscond with the helmet. And the statute of limitations, I'm sure, is expired. Whoa, I lost my screen here. The statute of limitations has expired, so I thought, I can share that story at this point. Anyway, so I'm going to review the boys' video here, so we're going to start the program.
Channel, only joking, none of that bullshit here. Guys, welcome back. I know it's been a little while, and I do apologize.
It has been a little bit while. You abandoned us, boy.
Video. Touch base with you guys before the Max Show video comes out at the conclusion of this month. But yes, this sort of...
Yes, as I'm filming this, the Max Show is going to be starting in a couple days, actually. I believe it's this Thursday, and I will not be attending. That's quite a drive for myself, and frankly, for what I got out of the show, I didn't feel it was worth my while. But anyway, he's kind of given his prelude to videos on this, so I'm gonna continue the program here.
Video, I just wanted to give you a little update on some of the worst things that I've seen over the last couple of months. Tell you what's been going on. Work has been incredibly hectic with me. Sickness again. COVID has gone around incredibly.
Well, I kind of had the runs myself for a few days. That could have been the COVID, but anyway, I can sympathize with the boy.
But we're still alive. We're still here.
That's
still
right.
Enjoying what we are doing.
Still surviving, feeling like a little kid. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll keep going
with the channel. A little sort of update for you guys. If you are Patreons of mine, you'll notice you haven't been getting charged for the last couple of months. That's just a little thank you of mine while I've been doing other things, but let's get into it, guys. Let's have a look at some of the worst things that we've seen over the last month.
Oh, we lost our screen here. Let me get to there. Oh, there we go. We didn't quite lose it.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
The first thing I want to touch base on is creative wording. Here we have our good friends at John Tellibuti at Original German Militaria, and you have a SS jerry can used in the Adolf Hitler cremation. Of course, that's garbage, guys. I just want to show you the price, okay? And I just want you to think about something. The SS used jerry cans that weren't marked. They used cans that were marked, but you should not be paying $1,200 for. And literally, there is thousands of these things out there, guys. You saw that one on eBay that I don't like using. So there are so many other items that you could get in its place.
There are. He's right about that. There are quite a number of them German jerry cans. And I haven't checked the prices lately, but I will say that, the SS ruined ones, well, that is more special piece. Whether it's worth $1,200 or not, frankly, I'll be honest with you, I have not priced those lately. I know the regular ones, like he was showing on eBay, they are going in that $200 and some odd range. You find these people like in Eastern Europe, they seem to have an ample supply of those. I guess the Germans left quite a few of those over there. The SS ruined one, now the question is, did they use the SS ruined one for the Hitler cremation? I have no idea. There's a good chance they did. A lot of those were, SS personnel, but they could have been regularly marked cans. There's been no witnesses who have said, oh, we were using the SS ruined, cans. Nobody, as far as I know, has documented that, but the SS ones are more desirable, whether they're worth the $1,200. That does seem like it's gouging you, but that SS stuff, it is a premium priced items. But I'll take the boy's word that that's an excessive price on that. I'm actually going to be doing, as part of a little side series, talking about some of these different, more up-to-date German items that people are trying to pawn off as period pieces. I will touch upon that. But anyway, we'll continue here. That's a great picture the boy found. You have to say that's something. But anyway, let's continue.
Please do not go and fall for something that's $1,200 for a jerry can that has nothing to do with Hitler or cremation or anything like that. The second piece I want to touch on is this Abomination by JB Militaria in Australia, which has a pin which was used by Rudolf Hess' cell door in a shadow case. And here is the provenance of this item. Merely a cut and paste and a very poorly worded description. A bolt and chain in grey paint, nicely framed. Guys, if this is what passes for provenance these days, don't buy anything.
Well, he's right. I don't know if that's the real key or not, but the thing is, something like that, and I know this, Hess, they claimed he committed suicide, although there's strong indications that the Britishers, they frankly got tired of dealing with him, and they just decided to kind of help him along with his demise, and he ended up found hung in an area where he was. I think it was like a garden area or something, and how a 90-some-year-old man would end up kind of getting up there and doing that, that's questionable. Why would he wait until he was so damned old? I don't know. I think there's credence to the story that, and that's another topic altogether, whether he committed suicide or he was murdered by the Britishers or, whoever. I do know that that's about the same era, but the thing is, if there is any, and I know the Spandau prison where it was, I know that they did tear that down and build a shopping center, but for something like that, okay, Military Review doesn't go into great detail. But I think probably what I'm going to say, if he were doing a longer video, he would have said, he'd agree, is that, you know, you have to have providence. Providence would be like perhaps somebody who had worked at the prison and they were able, when they tore it down or they changed the door lock, the bolt that they were able to obtain that. They can document they worked there, or perhaps they were in the demolition crew that took the building down. But you would have to have proof of who they were. Maybe they have a picture of the very item, you know, on the cell door. I mean, you need something more than just a piece of hardware in a frame with a little generic write-up like this. He's quite right about that. But anyway, let's continue.
By something that was made yesterday, because this is garbage. This is literally rubbish. I'm going to show you what I can do with the same amount of provenance. Here is the item, but this has the exact same amount of provenance as what you saw before. And it is something from the fucking Home Depot.
Yes.
So you guys do not need to go and believe this kind of rubbish, but
he's right.
People fall for this all
they
the
do.
time. You don't know how many times people send me, I have this item that was used by X or Y, and it's just absolute rubbish. The next thing I want to touch on is something that a lot of people have sent me, the Whitman Down in the Cellar videos, which I call Where Sanity Goes to.
Well, let me say this. I do enjoy Whitman's videos on some of this stuff. You know, he's a wealth of knowledge. Don't get me wrong. I have the utmost respect for his expertise, but some of these other items, I think he kind of gets caught up where he's like a lot of other people. He wants to believe it's real. You know, he's also going to be selling these items, and of course he's going to want them to be real. And some of them, and Military Review is going to get into more detail on some of these things where it's kind of like one-off presentational pieces. And they're very special items and very hard to document unless you had perhaps a photograph of, you know, one of these fellas with the item on the desk, whatever. But I'm gonna let Military Review continue.
But I want to focus on episode 43, which is pretty much one of the fucking saddest things that I've ever seen. So let's just abomination of a silver plate. You can see it's covered in this shit, the poor etching. It's probably almost this permanent marker on it. That's what the runes have been done in. But there's an SS plate for the Viking division, the Vestland division inside of it. But guys, look at it. Anyone can see this is bullshit. And if you bother to do any research on the actual subject, you'll know that the dates that are carved into it, it can't even happen. It can't even exist.
See, this is just phenomenal. You know, you see all this. You see the unit. You see these emblems. You know, the Nibelungen emblem, the you know, SS lightning bolts. You see then there you have, you know, Westland. You have the date. You know, this is where they were. You know, you'd look at that and you think, you know what? That looks pretty damn authentic. You'd say, look at that as a unit thing, and you know, all these things, and you know, Military Review has talked about this, I've talked about it, but they'll get these period pieces. They'll go maybe to some estate sale or flea market over in Germany, and they'll buy these pieces that were made, you know, pre-war, around the, you know, the wartime, and then they'll go to some jeweler, or they're handy with the Dremel tool or whatever. They put that in there, and it looks pretty damn good. But the thing he brings out, which is really the killer, is it shows that unit on that date. That unit didn't exist. And the thing is, a lot of those SS units were chewed up, especially on the Eastern Front, and they were so, their personnel was so decimated that they merged some of these units in with other units. And like I assume this unit here, by the you know, I don't know, some of those Germans, it might be September 2nd or maybe it's February 2nd, 43. I can't remember how those Germans do it. I think it is like that, the military one. So that'd be like September 2nd, 1943. That'd be right before the Mussolini rescue mission down in Italy with Schwarzenegger. But anyway, that's beside the point. But what we have here is that the unit didn't exist when that happened. And so he brings out a great point. The boys didn't do the homework. So anyway, let's continue.
the SS Punta Grenadier Abteilung A does not even exist in 1943, let alone the 9th of June. The second thing I want to touch on is this knife that Whitman shows in the video. There's two sides, and it is for the Dachau Casino. And yes, it was featured on the War Relic Forum, yes, the Dead Forum. And you can see how well the discussion goes. You can see the two items. See, it has the exact same engraving. And Whitman's view is this is a neat item. It is pretty valuable. All right.
Yeah, but and I'm not trying to step on Military Review's his commentary, but he's right. I mean, again, this is like a period-looking piece, German piece, and then somebody, and you know what? I think he says in the rest of this video, he says the runes are they're not even, they're right, not quite, and they have casino, and casino, that meant that was like. That was a German term. That was for their like their mess hall. That's what they called those, was casino. They didn't have themselves a gambling casino like perhaps I would go to maybe gamble and make a few dollars, to pay for maybe my meal or some trinkets. But that's, and he shows this, and then he's right, Whitman, and that particular video, I have to say, I have to catch up on my Whitman Down in the Cellar videos. He's been pumping them out once a week, and I got a little behind. But he's going to explain the rest of this. So let's let him continue here.
But guys, you and I from here can see that this is rubbish. This is just fantasy. This is something that is not even in the realms of credibility. Comments that were made on the item, and I'm going to put some music up.
The quality isn't there. It looks homemade Dremel. They're right. Look, the SS runes are not equal. Yeah, the large ones, the small ones, the reverse are poor as well. Yes, they're right. The pattern may be original, but the engraving is likely not. It was probably plain, and then they added all this stuff. But let's let it continue here. Yeah, you see here. Now look, this comment here. They'd say, yes, shocking, supposedly made for an elite force SS. Nonetheless, if your highly respected collector dealer says it's real, then it must be. Perhaps it stands for slipping when they were made on this one, though. Now that comment there, I would assume that would be a sarcastic comment. But that's what I've been getting back. I think Military Review's kind of touched on it, and I feel exactly the way I feel. A prominent dealer, collector, authority like Whitman has written books. He's definitely a giant in the industry, the hobby. When he says it's real, I mean, and I did until Military Review came along. I have to admit, I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was accepting like him and his buddies. They were reputable, and I could trust them, and their integrity was beyond reproach. And I was buying into it until the boy came along and he opened my eyes up, and hallelujah, it was sort of like those revival meetings back, the tent meetings way back in the day. I was saved. But anyway, I'll let the boy continue. But as he's showing the gallery, people aren't buying this thing, even though Whitman says it's real.
Guys, I want to focus on that last point. Look, at this, I'll take the money and run, because Whitman has eaten it up. It's astounding.
See, I'll give the boy credit. I give this boy credit. I always have. I like this kid's style. He'll take on the big boys, I think a lot of people would be intimidated, to go head to head with Whitman and give, critique or criticize something he says is genuine and everything. This boy, the boy has moxie. He certainly has moxie and style. And, I give him credit. He's the only one I know of that's really gone head to head with Whitman. And I think he's bested him, to be honest with you. And Whitman, I could tell you this. Whitman is he definitely, you're on his radar, boy. He's definitely watched your videos, and maybe he'll make a little snide comment in the future. I don't know. Maybe he'll kind of try to clean his act up. But I give the boy credit. But let's go on with the show.
Guys, that people can fall for this. So well done, Whitman Antique Military. You've been blitzed again. You've been sent absolute shit, and you've eaten it up. So well
see,
done.
look, the boy. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
Guys, another great video. So I have my sights on the Max Show
Yes.
video. They are longer. You guys enjoy them a lot. So that will be the next substantial
Yes.
video. This was just a little bit of 5 minutes of fun.
I enjoyed
Show
it.
you that the bullshit continues. We're out here trying to stop it. So stay safe, guys, and I'll be seeing you very soon.
Well, that was a great video. The boy did a great job. You know, what's funny is, I'm going to go down here. This video was well received. You know, some people very strong Whitman. So and you know, like I said, I'm not fighting with Whitman, and the Military Review's not fighting with Whitman. He's just pointing out some things actually to help Whitman and these people out there. And I certainly hope Whitman will, you know, consider this. I guess you could call it constructive criticism, trying to save him maybe from getting hornswoggled, and certainly his clientele, certainly if they're watching, they're going to be helped along. But unfortunately, from what I've seen, I haven't seen Whitman actually on a number of things not changing his sales pitch on them. But I'm, you know, I'm not really watching too close, but maybe I will take a closer look later. But favorable reviews on the video here, and here's even somebody claiming that Walter Kanzler is his half-uncle, which I don't know what the hell a half-uncle is, but is that somebody maybe through a marriage, a step thing? Yeah, what is a half-uncle? Oh, that would mean a Walter's a brother to the OP's half-brother, half-sister, other parent. Either that or he's a calling Walter half a man for being a criminal in the hobby. Fake uncle and fake militaria. That's anything on Kanzler is always, you know, it's good for a laugh. And then here's a comment here, which I think it refers to, you know, the old colonel. This Australian opal refers to a old Colonel Bucket the 5th one night whilst playing poker on a train from Mobile for, let's see, for real money. That's the only thing I do play for, son. I don't specifically remember the boy. I do know, I think I corrected him with my name, you know, in one of Military Review's other comments. But I would say this, son, if you lost some money, you know, I'm very sorry you did. Well, no, I'm really not sorry. I walked away with the boy's money. Hopefully, I would imagine that he had American dollars. I really don't want to deal in that Australian dollars. They're not worth quite as much as even our inflationary dollars we have today. But some favorable comments. I'm glad to see the boy is still, you know, out there and, you know, doing things. And I'm going to try to do a few things myself. Get this thing fixed up. But anyway, that's the conclusion of my video here. And going to try to do more videos. I've had people requesting. I've even had some people want me to help with some political campaigns, which if I did that, you know, I might set up a Rumble channel on that. But anyway, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique the 5th. Adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam. Signing off. Let me get the old banjo player to sign me off. There we go.